The ayes have it.
Speaker.
I call the Honourable Minister Dr Nick Smith.
Mr Speaker, I move that the housing accords in special housing areas be reported to the House on or before the 26th of July 2013 and that the committee have the authority to meet at any time while the House is sitting, except during oral questions, during any evening on a day on which there has been a sitting of the House, and on a Friday in a week in which there has been a sitting of the House, despite Standing Orders 188 and 191, 1B and C. Mr Speaker, the fact that this bill has secured the support of 104 of the 120 members of this House is really a broad spectrum acceptance that New Zealand has a real challenge around housing affordability, and that the provisions that the government has provided in this budget provide for a real way forward. Mr Speaker, I think we acknowledge the Labour Party had nowhere to go. Is that... Well, they didn't. Look, if you look at their 9 years, look, and I challenge members opposite. If you look at the history of every single government, Mr Speaker, of every single government since this Parliament was formed, the truth is the previous Labour government had the worst record on housing affordability by any of the measures. And so it's important with some urgency that we get on and address these issues. Mr Speaker, this motion will provide for this bill to have 10 weeks before the Select Committee. The importance of the timing is this. Everybody is aware that the issues of housing affordability are most acute in Auckland. It is also true that the Auckland Council is at the moment in the process of working on their draft unitary plan. The Council has set down a plan of notifying that plan in September. This bill is closely connected with that. We want to align those processes so that this bill can be passed by August and that we can get on and make progress on the supply of housing the moment that plan is notified. That is the reason why the report back date of 26th of July is so important. Mr Speaker, I would make one further point. This bill is an interim measure. The government has substantive resource management reforms being worked on by my very capable colleague Amy Adams. She will be bringing through a bill to deal with the long-term issues that will flow through into the plan changes that gives us the capacity to set the right foundation for housing affordability in the long term. If this truly is to be a mechanism that's going to make a difference in the short to medium term, Parliament needs to get on and do the work. The Select Committee is well capable of dealing with this timetable, and that's why I ask the House to support this measure to get on and make sure that houses are more affordable for New Zealand as quickly as possible.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. I call the Honourable Member Grant Robertson.
Thank you, Mr.